The economy has limped along the past few years, and that's had a direct impact on American workers.
And the pension crisis has added to that. Joining us to discuss is Mike Alexander with TPAC. Mike, how did this happen? What brought us to the crisis?
The crisis to which we refer when we say pension crisis is specifically the obligation of governments, of states, counties, and cities, and other municipalities to pay public employees a fixed, defined pension benefit for the rest of their lives, or more importantly, for the rest of your lives here in the state of California. And just to supplement that, as most of your viewers know, you do not get a defined pension after you're retired. Your employer may make a contribution to your 401k plan, but I, all of you on the, out there in TV land are on your own. But the public employees are unique in that we continue to guarantee a royal existence for them in retirement.
Explain the TPAC too, just so the viewers know what TPAC means.
TPAC is the original and the largest Tea Party organization in Los Angeles County, and I'm president, one of the founders. I am also president, more particularly, of the California Tax Limitation Committee, which specifically advocates tax reduction and pension reform and other kinds of constitutional reform here in the state of California.
And what would you think and your group think about how to handle this pension issue?
Well, at the risk of using a cliche, the first rule of hole digging class is what? Stop digging. All right? So the first order of business is for us to stop paying public employees a fixed defined benefit, limit what we spend on public employees' pensions, cap it, make sure that what we're doing every 2 weeks, every pay period, is that we pay them whatever that contribution is going to be. And they, like you and I, you and we, are in the Social Security system and the 401k system. Let them be like the rest of us.
It's interesting that they are not eligible unless they work outside of those systems many quarters.
Correct.
And then obviously that changes what they get in their pension if they're collecting Social Security and or other pensions from, say, the military and that sort of thing. But it's my understanding the newer generations that are coming in, are they changing those pension plans for them?
No. No, there's some discussion of it. There's litigation over it. But before we move to that, when we say crisis, what are we talking about? We're talking about mere class envy. That is it merely the fact that you and I resent the fact that the average public employee makes twice what the average full-time employee does in the private sector? No, in the private sector, in salary and benefits. It's not merely that. That's unjust in and of itself. But, and this is hard to do on TV or radio. In fact, it's hard to do when I have a live audience who's awake and sober. You know, but I'm going to give you some numbers. Try to hold on to it. If you have a pen and pencil, write these down. In the state of California, we have this thing called pension underfunding. In other words, you and I, the state of California, the counties, the cities, have simply not set aside enough money to pay those future pensions. And hang on, stay with me. And that deficit is over $2 trillion just in the state of California. Right now, if you whip out your Obama phones and do the math, you'll find out that that negative is $20,000 or $30,000 per household. In other words, that's the amount of money that you and I have to set aside to support others in their retirement before you and I can provide for our own retirement. So 2 words about that. It's not only unfair, but it is, what's that famous word, class? Unsustainable. And you know what unsustainable means? It means
not possible.
It just can't go on, and it isn't. It's already failed.
So we've got to wrap up here, but tell me, what are your first steps to make these changes?
First steps are, I would like you to go to tpac.net, TEAPAC.net. Connect with us and work with us to put on statewide initiative for the 2018 ballot to
Right.
correct this issue.
Thanks,
Well,
Mike.
thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Always
Appreciate it.
fun to be with you. Mary, thank you.
Thanks.
Chevalier,
It's very
thank
nice.
you.
Thanks, Mike.
Coming up, CCN segment star Anne-Marie Villicana brings a painter whose work is known throughout the country.
Yeah, plein air painter Carl Dimwood shows off his work and shows Anne-Marie how he works with his canvases coming up next.
Every day, Child Protective Services and the Department of Children and Family Services take hundreds of children away from their families. This will cost you and your family hundreds of hours of frustration in dealing with a juvenile court system where there's very little success. Don't try to fight the system and the social worker by yourselves. Call me first. I'm trial lawyer attorney Vincent Davis, and I have about 30 years of experience in fighting in juvenile dependency court for families and their parents. And I've won hundreds of cases, reuniting parents with their children in sometimes days, not weeks, months, or in some cases years. When it's time to battle the social worker and the juvenile court system, give me a call. We can help you. Call 888-888-6582 or visit us on the web at helpfightcps.com. Let's get your children back now.